She lay on the cold training ground, rain pelting against her face, her body trembling with pain. The echo of laughter still rang in her ears, the cadets' laughter. They hadn't meant to take it that far, at least that's what they'd say later, but the crunch that followed their lesson was real. Both of her legs were broken, and in that moment, every dream, every mission, every ounce of strength she had built as a Navy SEAL felt like it was slipping away into the mud beneath her. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her name was Lieutenant Claire Reynolds. Once, her name carried the kind of respect that could silence an entire briefing room. Now she was just the injured vet, the one they said couldn't keep up anymore. When she returned to the base for rehabilitation, most cadets whispered behind her back. Some pitied her, others mocked her. She could hear them. The young, overconfident recruits who thought strength lived only in muscle and speed. Guess SEALs aren't invincible after all, one of them muttered as she passed. She didn't respond. She didn't have to. She knew something they didn't. The fight wasn't in the legs. It was in the will. Every morning, before dawn, Claire rolled herself onto the training field. Her legs bound in braces, her arms trembling as she forced herself up between parallel bars. Each movement was agony, each breath a war. Yet her eyes, calm, sharp, and unyielding, told another story. She wasn't broken. She was rebuilding. Rumors spread fast that the crippled SEAL was training again. Some came to watch. A few came to mock. But one morning, something changed. The same cadets who broke her legs were assigned to a simulated hostage drill. No one expected her to show up. But when she did, silence swept through the field. She rolled in on her chair, watching them stumble through their mission. Their formation was sloppy, their communication fractured. They were fighting each other more than the enemy. When their instructor barked at them to improve, Claire quietly raised her hand. "Permission to demonstrate," she said. The cadets laughed, but the instructor nodded. "Show them, Lieutenant." Claire positioned herself near the mock target zone. She didn't stand. She didn't need to. What followed silenced every whisper, every snicker. Using her upper body strength, she executed precise tactical maneuvers, disarming, redirecting, and outsmarting 3 cadets in under 30 seconds. Her wheelchair spun with calculated grace. Her hands struck with control and precision learned from years in the field. The final cadet lunged at her, and she caught his wrist mid-air, twisting just enough to send him to the ground. He froze, wide-eyed, humiliated, but strangely in awe. The crowd erupted, not in laughter this time, but in stunned silence. Then came applause. Real, thunderous applause. Still breathing hard, she looked up at them, not with triumph, but with quiet defiance. "You don't win fights with legs," she said. "You win them with heart, with control, with purpose." A few cadets lowered their eyes. Shame washed over them. For the first time, they saw not a broken woman, but a warrior who had rebuilt herself from the ground up, without standing once. Later that day, the same cadets who had mocked her came to her quarters. No words at first, just a hesitant salute. She returned it, eyes soft, a faint smile forming. Forgiveness wasn't easy, but she offered it anyway, because she knew what they didn't yet understand. One day, they too would be broken in some way, and when that day came, they'd remember her. That night, as the sun set over the base, Claire sat by her window watching the golden light fade over the training field. Somewhere out there, the same laughter that once haunted her now echoed in gratitude, because sometimes strength doesn't roar. It whispers through pain. It breathes through scars. It stands tall even when it cannot stand at all, because courage isn't measured by what you can do. It's measured by what you refuse to give up. And as the night swallowed the horizon, the wind carried her truth across the base. Even when they took her legs, they could never take her fight. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs a reminder today that real strength doesn't always stand tall. Sometimes it rises from the ground and keeps going anyway.